So you might say, what's better than a beautiful Custom Adams A4LT with an adjustable receiver? If you can see that, adjustable receiver, precision valve alignment. It's got all the bells and whistles. What's better than that? Well, I'll tell you what's better than that. Having 3 different bells. So this video is going to describe this custom horn, which we're using for a larger project, which we might hint about as well. So stay tuned to this video and check out this super custom Adams trumpet. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Trent Austin from Austin Custom Brass. I hope you're having a fantastic day out there today. Please do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button down there. Stay up to date with us. We can't do it without your support, and we're so very thankful for all the great support you give ACB. Now, this horn is a funny story because we originally made this custom 3-belled Adams trumpet for the customer. And I saw it for sale from another vendor, and I had to buy it back. It is such an incredible trumpet, and it's one of my own personal trumpets. The thing about this setup is it's supremely versatile because you have all of these different bell options that you could choose. There's 3 bell options, and in fact, we're going to be doing a project with Adams, stay tuned for later videos, that will have customers come to the shop, and we're going to build you your dream horn via Adams. That's a little bit in the future, but I'm super excited for that. So this horn started, I would say this is the primary setup of this trumpet. It's an A4LT body. As you can see, it has this the lack of huge nickel trim, which is on the A4. A4 is the most popular trumpet Adams makes. This is the LT valve block, which is a little lighter. This also has the adjustable gap receiver, and this adjustable gap receiver threads in and out to change the gap differential, which is super cool. Of course, we've got the beautiful custom buttons from Adams, and you can see it's a tuning bell setup. Now, it doesn't have a front brace here, and it doesn't have a brace between the bell and the lead pipe, but it does have this beautifully constructed support brace here. The result of this trumpet is very open, free-blowing, and responsive. This bell on it is the old Adams A2 style. If you know Keyon Harold, the great trumpet player from St. Louis area, and just one of the world's best trumpet players promoting black culture and black music, you will know that this is his particular bell flare. It's a 5.5-inch bell. It's got the old A2 style, which in a Bach equivalency, I guess the closest would probably be a 72 in style. So this horn, this one is a 50 gauge in gold brass. I will put the full details of this horn in the description, so check it out for sure. Let me play a little bit on this. I'm going to just turn the mic down, and this is also, the mouthpiece is a prototype for our new custom reserve. Yeah, the custom reserve line is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. What I'm going to do is pause this video and take each excerpt that I play, like that Charlie A, which I'll play again, but do it with all 3 different bells. So let's describe the bells quickly. Again, you have a 50 gauge gold brass, raw brass, A2 old style. All of them have the bend like in the A4 trumpets. The next bell, it's a little bit smaller in diameter. It's a 5-inch antique lacquer. You can see that. It's the beautiful antique patina. Yellow brass. This is also an A2 style, but this is the modern A2 style. So very traditional. and it's a 50 gauge, I do believe. Let me just double check. And it might not say it, so it's probably stock, which is 50 gauge. That's 5-inch. Then we have this bell, which is very special. This is a pure sterling silver bell, and it's a heavyweight bell, 55. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that in general, the heavier the gauge in sterling, the more pronounced a difference it makes. So this is a 5.5-inch bell diameter. This has got the A4 style, so it's a very large flared bell. A4 sterling silver. So what I'm going to do is do this video where I pause and you can hear the differences in each one. So first I will start with just Arbin, and I'll start with that A2 bell that's on the trumpet. So I'm going to pause right now. That's not the bell, that's an operator error. So I'm going to do it one more time. Now what I'll do next is do a little bit of body and soul. I'll start on this bell, the sterling, and work my way backwards, and you can hear the difference. Now it'll be weird because it'll be all A sections and not AABA like a traditional form. Now, one thing that I want to talk about right now is the subtle differences between the alloys. Yellow brass, being the most percussive of the alloys, will have an effect on articulated shape and front of sound. Gold brass in general, like the horn you just heard with that gold brass bell, will warm up the sound slightly and also veil the articulated shape. Now, sterling silver is a very unique alloy in itself. When you play the sterling soft, it's very warm and diffused. The moment you push the sterling silver, it gets very vibrant. And some people will tend to think that sterling silver can get quite aggressive as well. Now, these aren't the exact same diameters, nor bells, nor equivalency. So the difference between a 50 gauge and a 55 gauge, it's subtle, but it is there. The difference between a 50 gauge yellow brass bell versus a 50 gauge gold brass bell, that's huge actually, even though it's not, it's just the difference between gold and yellow brass. And when I say gold brass and yellow brass, if you don't know, we're talking about the differences in terms of the amount of copper they put inside a bell, a mixture of a few alloys. The only one that doesn't have copper in it is this bell right here, which is pure sterling silver. So let's start on that old A2 bell, and now I'm going to just play a little Goldman on each one of them. And for the last test, and by the way, thanks so much for sticking this far into this test. I hope it's working. It's just fun to have these so many diverse options on this horn. The last test will be with the commercial mouthpiece, and that will be, the mouthpiece I've been playing is around a 3B, and the mouthpiece I will play now is my 10CV in acrylic, and I will do an excerpt from Phil Collins' Easy Lover. Now, the shank's different on the horns, and you can hear that's actually bottoming out. So I'm going to take the adjustable receiver and just back it off a little bit. And this is an option on any one of the Adams custom trumpets. All you have to do is ask. It does add a little bit to the price of the horn, but not much. And it does add a little bit to the time of the horn as well, in terms of the manufacturer build. So there we go. Just back it off a little bit. And we will start with the sterling bell since it's on the horn. Be right back. So there you have it, a little bit of a tour of this 3-belled awesome trumpet from our friends at Adams Brass. What do you think? What do you hear a difference? Do you hear any difference? I can tell you personally that there's one of these 3 bells that I really, really like. I'm not going to tell you which one because it doesn't matter. When we work with a customer, the goal is to find the right match for a customer, and that's something that we pride ourselves on at Austin Custom Brass, to really dial in, be it an Adams or another custom horn we sell, the right combination for you. So thanks again for watching this video. Thanks again for all you do for ACB. Hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with us, and until then, keep on keeping on. Cheers.